welcome to the Asshole Book Club. Today I'm going to be picking up where I left off like 2 days ago, or a day ago, because I got interrupted by dogs going crazy. So I'm going to be looking at a Dungeons & Dragons subclass from D&D Unleashed. Everything there is created by a person calling themselves Benevolent Evil, and they gave me permission over an email to look at their stuff and put it on my channel. Now, I'm going to do 2 more videos on things from D&D Unleashed, and if my D&D videos continue to just perform very poorly, then I'll probably stop doing them for a while, because yeah, I kind of have to give YouTube a reason to continue, recommending my videos on other channels and whatnot. Because I would like to see my channel grow. I'm already close to 100 subscribers, so that's pretty exciting. But anyway, this subclass is the Bone Cobbler. It's a subclass for the Artificer. And no, they do not make spooky desserts. Bone Cobbler is one or more generous names given to artificers who dedicate their talent for creation to the task of necromancy. These artificers seek to understand the physical mechanisms by which life persists, hoping to unravel the very mysteries of life and death. They sew, hack, and bolt flesh together to create enhanced undead minions. And many even choose to alter their own bodies using magical prostheses crafted with necromancy. Many bone cobblers are educated physicians who use pieces from nearby graveyards for their research. Others are taught in forbidden academies, learning the craft to find lucrative employ among the unscrupulous. So that just gives you a little bit of inspiration for what you want your character to be. It's generally going to be kind of a Dr. Frankenstein type of person, or whatever direction you want to take with it. But yeah, stealing body parts, sewing them together into a minion of your choice. When you take the subclass at 3rd level, you get proficiency with cobbler's tools. If you already have the proficiency, then you get another type of tools as your proficiency. I've never really liked that. I think that if you already have the proficiency, it should give you expertise. Like, that would be a lot more useful than just getting another niche proficiency. Also at 3rd level, you get a spell list. These spells count as artificer spells for you, but they don't count against the number of spells you prepare. You get Inflict Wounds and Spasm, which is a new spell made on this website. You get those at 3rd level. At 5th level, you get Blindness, Deafness, and Gentle Repose. At 9th level, you get Animate Dead and Feign Death. At 13th level, you get Blight and Hemorrhage, which is a new spell. And then at 17th, you get Contagion and Grave Soil, which is a new spell. Also at 3rd level, you get the main feature here, which is Reanimated Prosthetic. You can replace one of your arms with a magically engineered prosthetic arm made out of bone or other materials. Powered by a combination of artifice and necromancy, this bone arm can be used in all the same ways as your original arm, and you can use it as a spellcasting focus. In addition, you can choose either Claws or Raise, which grant you a special weapon based on your choice. When you attack with that weapon, you can add your intelligence modifier instead of strength or dexterity to the attack and damage rolls. You can change the decision you made for this feature whenever you gain a level, so that's nice. If you choose Claws, you get Claws. The arm counts as a magical, simple melee weapon while you aren't holding anything in it, and it deals 1d10 slashing damage. If you pick Raise, Your bone arm is outfitted with magical bones, which allows you to fire rays. It counts as a magical, simple ranged weapon with a normal range of 90 feet and a long range of 300 feet. And it deals 1d8 necrotic damage on a hit. I mean, both of those options are pretty good. And because they count as weapons, the ray especially would stack with like crossbow expert and sharpshooter, things like that. So that could be pretty crazy if you choose to do that. And in addition to your claws or arms, you gain tools of dissection. You gain proficiency with martial weapons when you attack with a magic weapon, including your arm. You can use your intelligence modifier instead of... Oh, well, you can already do that. When you attack with a magic weapon that isn't your claw or arm, you can use your intelligence for the attack and damage rolls. When your class feature refers to your bone arm, you can use a magic weapon you are holding instead. Whenever you make a weapon attack using any weapon against undead or a construct, the attack crits on a roll of 19 or 20. So that's pretty nice. And then, also at 3rd level, you get your undead minion. You're allowed to create an undead minion stronger than most skeletons or zombies. It's friendly to you and your companions, and it obeys your commands. See the in-game stat block for it, which uses your proficiency bonus in several places. You can determine the creature's appearance and whether it has 2 legs or 4. Your choice has no effect on its stats. In addition, the minion shares your initiative count and regains its reaction at the start of your turn instead of its own, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but it only takes its turn. But the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. That action could be one in its stat block or some other action. If you're incapacitated, the minion can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. It can speak, but only to speak the command words of magic items. It can hold items and carry equipment, and it is proficient with all the same weapons as you are. If the mending spell is cast on it, it regains 2d6 hit points. If it has died within the last hour, you can use your cobbler's tools as an action to revive it, provided you are within 5 feet of it and you expend a spell slot of 1st level or higher. The undead minion is reanimated after 1 minute with all of its hit points restored. At the end of a long rest, you can create a new undead minion if you have your cobbler's tools with you. If you already have a minion from this feature, the first one immediately perishes. The minion also perishes if you die. And the stats for the minion: it is a medium undead, has an armor class of 14. Its hit points are 2 plus your intelligence modifier plus 5 times your artificer level. And it has a number of hit dice equal to your level. It has a strength of 16, a dex of 0, a con of 16, an intelligence of 4, a wisdom of 7, and a charisma of 11, surprisingly. Its saving throws, the only good one would be its con, which is 3 plus proficiency bonus. And its dex is 0 plus your proficiency bonus, so that could be somewhat decent. It's proficient in athletics and intimidation. It has resistance to necrotic damage and immunity to poison damage. It's immune to the exhausted, frightened, and poisoned condition. It has a dark vision of 60 feet and a passive perception of 8. And it understands any languages you speak. Its challenge rating is... Wow, wait. Is your proficiency bonus, I guess? The minion's weapon attacks are magical. If damage reduces it to 0 hit points, it must make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken, unless the damage is radiant or critical. On a success, it drops to 1 hit point instead. It has a once-a-day ability. When the minion fails a saving throw for undead fortitude, it can choose to succeed instead as long as it can see or hear you. So that's pretty nice. Its actions are a slam attack, which uses your spell attack modifier to hit, and it deals 1d8 plus your proficiency bonus. Once you reach 9th level in the class, it also deals 1d4 bonus necrotic damage, and at 15th level that increases to 1d8 necrotic. It has a reaction called Subdue. If you're hit by an attack, the minion can see or hear you, it can attempt to grapple the attacker. If the attacker isn't within the minion's reach, instead of grappling, it can move up to its speed towards either you or the attacker. At 5th level, you get an extra attack, and you can choose to forego one of your attacks to let your minion use its reaction to make an attack. At 9th level, you get Fortified Bones. You learn how to make or procure superior fortified materials for crafting undead, which allow you to patch up your creations or even yourself after a great injury. As a bonus action on your turn, or as part of the bonus action used to command your undead minion, you can expend a spell slot of 1st level or higher to restore hit points to either yourself, your undead minion, or one undead creature under your control within 30 feet of you, or your minion. The number of hit points restored is 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier, plus half of your proficiency bonus, plus additional hit points equal to 1d8 per spell slot level. In addition, when you cast Animate Dead, the undead that you create are fortified by the materials used in their creation. Each skeleton or zombie is created with resistance to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage from non-magical attacks, as well as resistance to your choice of either cold, fire, or lightning damage. Finally, when you create an undead using any necromancy spell, it has additional benefits. The creature's hit point maximum is increased by an amount equal to your level, and it gains a +1 to its armor class. So that's pretty good. Beefier undead, being able to heal yourself or one of your undead, resistance to damage, all of that is pretty nice. And finally, at 15th level, you get Ghoulish Strike. When your undead minion hits a creature with a melee attack, or you hit a creature with an attack using the bone arm granted by your reanimated prosthetic feature, or a magic weapon as stated in Tools of Dissection, you can infuse the attack with crippling negative energy. The attack deals 5d8 bonus necrotic damage, and the target must make a Constitution saving throw against your Artificer spell save DC. On a failed throw, the target becomes paralyzed until the start of your next turn. Undead and constructs automatically succeed the saving throw. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or expend a spell slot of 5th level or higher to use it again. So overall, I think this subclass is really thematic. It really plays into the crafting your own undead creature, Dr. Frankenstein type theme. And it seems pretty powerful. Like, your minion is great, having your creepy bone arm that can launch rays or slash at people is great. It allows you to create an artificer that focuses just on their intelligence and still be a powerhouse. And you can make zombies that are even better meat shields because they resist damage and have more health and +1 AC. The final feature does a pretty good amount of damage, but having that as your sole 15th level feature, I imagine, can feel a little underwhelming, considering at 15th level some people are dealing insane amounts of damage. But overall, I think it's a solid subclass, and I would definitely play it. Please comment down below if you would play this subclass, and if you want to look at the subclass for yourself, there will be a link in the description. Please like and subscribe if you made it this far in the video. And yeah, have a good day, everyone, and I will see you later.